Welcome everybody. I am joined by Steve
in person,
in real life. So he is visiting me here, and I've got a Star Trek collection as part of the Star Wars CCG collection a while back, and it's just been sitting in a box. Like, I have stacks of cards. And I was like, Steve, can you help me sort this? And he is generously helping me figure out what to do with this collection. But we thought we'd make this a little educational. So what we hope to do in this video is walk through, you know, you have a collection you bought with a magic lot, you found some stuff, you found your old cards, whatever, but how do you go through these giant stacks of cards? And we have even more of these off camera, right? Like, what do I do here? What are some tips for finding the valuable cards, for finding the useful cards, for kind of getting that utility and optimizing your collection once again, whether you want to buy, sell, whatever. I have no idea what to do with these 2,000 cards, so I'm hoping you can help me out.
Sure, yeah. Well, this is presuming you haven't played this game since, the 5th grade and have a photographic memory for every rarity card. But presuming you don't have that, so this is a collection. I have not gone through this yet. It's very mixed stuff. White borders, black borders. This is the kind of thing you'd find in a box.
The garage sale, estate sale.
Yeah, the first thing I would do is know that with Star Trek CCG, this is first edition, which we've talked about before on this channel, but like most of the random collections are first edition. But second edition is just the hardcore players. They're probably not going to give you random stuff. The first 3 sets, Premier, Alternate Universe, and Q Continuum, have no rarity icon on them. So the first thing to know is that if you see a white border, with some very few exceptions, all white border cards are from Premier, because Decipher did not produce white borders of any other sets in full run. There's some 2-player games and stuff that does not count that. So if you see white borders, from Premier. If you see black border with no expansion icons, it could be Premier in Alternate Universe or Q Continuum, and it's based on the copyright date. After that, you have expansion symbols, which look like this. They're in the, right next to the, kind of in the middle of the card. And they're pretty easy to look up online. They're actually kind of thematic too. This little board cube means it's first contact. This little Ferengi scepter, like a statue head, is rules of acquisition. The wormhole opening is Deep Space Nine, and so forth.
But that doesn't always, because there's also the branding, right? This says Next Generation. So like, that's just what movie, but
that's just what movie your show came from.
Across sets.
Across sets, that's right. That actually, that property logo, First Contact, Deep Space Nine, it had no gameplay function. The continuing committee has later made a function for it, but yeah, that's just what movie or show it's from.
Okay, I thought that was sets at first, and I was like, this is so confusing.
It's not. It's just a weird thing they put on there. Like, in a modern game, you never put like the logo for the show so big and bold in the card.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're looking through stuff, like, I think the best thing to do would be just sort it by expansion set. So I'm seeing here Deep Space Nine, this little Changeling Pool Dominion, Deep Space Nine, so forth. Sort it by set. And then once you have them by set, you could begin looking them up on the Continuing Committee website, which will give you the rarity for them.
And I'll have the link for that in the video.
Yeah, and to ease your sorting, you can group them by card type as well, because the list will also be by card type online. And it'll take a couple hours. Once you have it all sorted out, then you can more easily see what's what. Now, if you are just thumbing through, like many of the other games, you're looking for main characters, things you know from the show. So I'm just gonna I'm thumbing through this here, and I'm not really seeing any main characters in this so far. I'm seeing a few rares, nothing super explosively powerful.
Not good news for me.
Lol, she's from Q Continuum. She's Data's android daughter he created. I would call her a quasi main. She's pretty good. She's worth a few dollars. Sorting pretty quickly here. Oh, here we go. Cassidy Yates. She's a main-ish. She's like a named guest stars in a lot of episodes. I put her in the main pile. So it's another way you could do. You just kind of look through, and for people you remember from the show that are in more than one episode, they're probably rare, and they're probably worth a few bucks at least.
I don't want to tell people, one, how I'm storing this collection, which is currently in a pet food box. This is literally the food my cat's food came in that I'm storing this. So I guess I should have told people that, but also I never have really watched Star Trek. I've watched the movies, which I know is not great, but I've never really seen. Well, I mean the newest movies.
Sure,
with Chris Pine.
Oh, yeah. Which there's no cards next. The game ended before that. Now, a couple of things to point out here. I'm looking through and I'm seeing the Blaze of Glory set. It's got this Klingon knife with a red background. This is the most popular set. The boxes are very expensive. It's the Coruscant, if you will, of Star Wars CCG to Star Trek. And stuff from that is hard to find, even commons. These tactic cards, they say tactic in the top left, they're all commons or uncommons, but they're pretty good, and I think they're worth a couple bucks a piece because you need lots of them for decks. Like this Crimson Force Field is very good. So I'd put this in like almost into like a rare pile because they're quite good. One thing we should say is, yeah, there's no rarity. The Star Trek CCG added rarity symbols to the bottom right, beginning with the Trouble with Tribbles set in 2000, I think. So these cards all appear to be from before that, including like Rules of X was the last set before that. So you're not going to find a rarity listed on these, unfortunately. Yeah. So
and we've talked about this a little before about the later sets. So motion picture sets, the one with Dixon Hill,
Holodeck Adventures.
Those are the more valuable.
We hit our
sets.
first main right here. It's Quark from Deep Space Nine.
Didn't even know that guy, who that guy is.
He's kind of like he's kind of a comedic character. He's the bartender on the station. I don't know how much this card's worth. Probably a few dollars at least, but it's a good card. I would put it's your first main.
So that's maybe just a first strategy. Just thumb through stuff quick, and if you see James D. Kirk, that might just be kind of a first quick pass. I do this with. I like sorting collections of games I'm familiar with because it can be a bit of a treasure hunt. But this one I'm totally stumped on because I just don't know this stuff. I know the Bridge Crew, and that's about it. But so we're probably going to sort this out.
Yep.
Steve is, as he bragged to me earlier, has a photographic memory of the rares of this game.
Like this game, this in Star Wars I played at still young age, I'm obsessed over it. I just generally know the rarity of every card. It's in Star Wars and Star Trek.
I feel the same way about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's a rare, that's randomly uncommon, but it's really valuable or hard to find or whatever. So we're going to sort this out a little bit. Maybe I will come back with any cool findings we have. I have pretty low expectations, but this was just sitting in a closet, literally in a pet food box. So I'm hoping to find a better home for it and pull out some fun stuff and maybe find some treasure here. Any kind of final thoughts here?
No, I think this kind of thing is fun. It's like, she's rare. It's like looking through somebody's memories kind of thing. So yeah, it's fun.
Not my memories. This was just part of a collection I bought of Star Wars CCG. The guy's like, oh, I'll throw in my Star Trek. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have a bit of this stuff. But I did not have, there's maybe what, 2,000 cards here?
It looks like it, yeah.
But
yeah, it doesn't look too picked through, so we'll see. It could be something in here.
All right, we will report back. This is coming live in person. Not live, this will be pre-recorded, but it's good to have Steve here. We're gonna have some gaming in after this collection sorting, so maybe we'll do a video there, but thanks for hanging out, everybody. Like, subscribe. We'll do more Trek content, lots of videos coming, but that's all the time. See you around.